Guys, today's gonna be awesome because not only do I have a ton of pocket knives laying next to me that we're going to discuss today, but I have a few Kershaw exclusives that they have released, as well as highlighting ways that you could potentially, on certain Kershaw models, update the pocket clips and breathe brand new life into the desirability of carrying them, along with the Magnacut version of the Leek. And stay tuned because a little later in the video, I'm going to give you guys a chance to win this exact Magnacut Leek. So calling all knife nerds, this is going to be a ton of fun today. Thanks for joining me. If you're new to the channel, I'm Aaron. This is Gideonstactical. Let's go ahead and dive on in. So let's begin with this exclusive Heist that I feel like is a total home run and steals the show on certain levels, but also I feel like has two areas where it strikes out for me personally. Let me explain. So what Kershaw has done is built upon the simplicity of the original Heist, which had GRN handles and D2 steel. This model has G10 handle scales, so that just kicks it up a notch, gives it a little bit more of a denser feel, doesn't feel as cheap, so that's good. Blacked out just like the original. And then they've added blue, I'm gonna call it cobalt, pivot accents, as well as blue standoffs. It's nice, it's subtle. It doesn't like scream, look at me, but it does add just a little added flair over just the very basic blacked out version. Then my favorite part is what they have done is put CPM S35VN steel, rock weld at 60 to 62, which is really what you want in that S35VN hardness. And I way prefer that over, say, just generic D2, which is what the original model has, which is fine for the cost of the original. But CPM S35VN, I have it on tons of knives. It's tough, it's durable, it's relatively easy to resharpen. It's not gonna blow your mind in edge retention. Like the last exclusive, M390 Iridium, M390 is going to hold its edge longer than S35VN. But M390 takes longer to resharpen and potentially will chip out a little easier than S35VN. And I'd be curious to know from you guys, which steel do you prefer on your pocket knives, M390 or S35VN? Leave a comment below. But I feel like S35VN, as I began to use it, it fits really well with the idea of what the Heist design is. It was the most budget-friendly Duralock when it released. It's simple, it gets the job done, and it's more of a durable knife. And it's good to have a pocket knife in the rotation that you're not as paranoid about. You can just kind of treat it like a knife should be treated. It's not like a museum piece that you're paranoid about all the time. You want to keep pristine. You can kind of beat on it, throw it around. Who cares? It's G10, it's S35VN, whatever. And that's kind of the idea with the Heist in general, both the original or this now exclusive. And I will have links in the description box below throughout this video, not only over the Kershaw website, but all the other models that I'm going to talk about today. I have a lot of different things we're going to run in here. The pricing is good on this too at currently $100 when it's on sale. They have limited quantities. Kershaw seems to sell out of these really quick whenever they do their exclusives. So at $100, that's not bad. Now, for the two things that I'm kind of, one of the best parts I feel like about the original Heist is that this came with bronze washers. I love bronze washers. I recently talked about that when I did the Benchmade Adira series, how they're still sticking with bronze washers. And that's what I loved about the Heist. They're more durable, less prone to get gunked up, those type of things. So I wish that they had carried that over on the exclusive. They did not. They put KVT ball bearings on this blade, which is fine probably for 80% of us, but I actually prefer, if you were to ask me between ball bearings and washers, I prefer bronze washers. That's me, that's my mileage. Leave a comment below. What do you think? And I can tell you that I can't really tell a difference between the speed and smoothness of the original Heist with bronze washers and the KVT ball bearings. So, again, and that would actually cut down the cost even a little bit, just to throw some washers on there. They did an excellent job with the original. So, it's not the end of the world, but I was like, oh, when I looked down there, I was like, oh, they put ball bearings on this. Okay. And number two, there's no American flag engraved on here like Kershaw likes to do with their US blades. It's at $100 is still a great value. If you were to look at Civivi or Wii and they're doing S35VN, they'd definitely be charging more than $100 for something like this. So the value is there. But if we're going to be doing limited quantity, like exclusives, it would be great to have these made in the USA more often, more frequently. I would love to see that. We know that they can hit great price points because here is the Magnacut Bel Air, made in America. Excellent blade, and that is, what is it, like 160 on average? So for G10 and S35EN, we should easily be able to hit like the 130 price point, and I'd pay that all day long for that. So just something that I noticed, and it would be great to see, particularly on these limited exclusives. But leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys think about that. Now, in just a moment, we're going to hit on how to update pocket clips and that Magnacut pocket knife giveaway. But before we do that, I want to invite you guys to hit that like button. That helps us go up in the recommendations. And if you're new to the channel and you haven't yet subscribed, I invite you to hit that subscription button. Hit the bell icon so you can be notified every week when I break down gear and equipment, showing you pros, cons, to help you determine for yourself if it's the right tool for you. And it is you, the viewers, in partnership with our regular sponsors, that help me to do this type of content. Hit the record button. And I want to give a quick shout out to today's sponsor, which is LA Police Gear. And I want to make you aware of a closeout deal going on right now. On the MERRELL Moab 2 8-inch tactical waterproof boots in Coyote, going for a closeout price of $99. Through this past spring, I've been using the blacked out version with great results, and now having the option for Coyote, it gives you the same level of performance, giving you that 8 inches of support and protection around your ankle with that heavy duty YKK zipper so that it's easier to get the boot on and off. And when things are wet and slick or dry and rocky, I found that those Vibram soles with the 5mm lugs are able to tackle whatever terrain I'm going through. And when the conditions require a heavy-duty boot like this, it's got to have a good shank, and the molded nylon shank in this boot offers not only support, but then the stability that you need when you're going over that difficult terrain. When it comes to sizing, I have one of the most generic feet ever, and I wear 11.5. These are true to size, and currently there's a large selection of not only sizes, but also widths available. Along with LA Police Gear's 60-day return policy means that these are going to go quick, and when they're gone, they're gone. And so guys, I'll have a link in the description box below over to the LA Police Gear website, as well as my exclusive 10% off promo code, so you can start exploring all the different types of footwear options, as well as other gear and equipment that you can score for all your upcoming adventures. Now, I'm addicted to the Kershaw Launch series of autos. They're made here in the USA and are some of the best value you can find on an automatic knife, and I have several and regularly carry them. But several Launch pocket knives, along with a few other models, have one of the worst designed loop over deep ride pocket clips I've ever seen. The tip flare is very aggressive, creating a hot spot oftentimes when you grip it, and is a scratch magnet against metal and vehicles. I've personally experienced that on my truck. It was not a fun experience. And the loop over does not have recessed screws, meaning that it's a very narrow tolerance and ends up getting bound up on my pockets, not going all the way in, and makes it more difficult to pull out. A pocket knife that's not fun to put in your pocket and then deploy probably won't be carried that often, and I know I'm not alone in this experience with these particular pocket clips. Well, amazing, exciting news. Kershaw on their site offers the ability for you to request replacement pocket clips. I believe you have to pay a little bit in shipping and stuff, but you can put in a request. Well, guess what? The pocket clip on the Bel Air is just about perfect. It has recessed screws, the flare is not as aggressive and more rounded, and just a much better experience overall. Well, I requested a few of those for some of my Launch models, and they fit perfectly. Look at that. This here totally breathed new life into the Launch 16 for me. Oh my gosh, I love carrying this now. I carry it so much more often than previously when it had the old pocket clip on it, with M4 steel, USA made, coming well under, like, I think it's like 150, 160. I mean, it's bananas. So just giving you guys more of a heads up that you can go check out the Kershaw site and potentially start requesting them. And ultimately, Kershaw, I would love to see all of these gone and all of those models that can carry that updated with the Bel Air pocket clip, and it would be life-changing. So I forgot where I left off when I stopped the video because a plane flew over. So let's get to the Magnacut. I think this is where we were. Magnacut Leek. But before I share with you how you can enter and win this model, I'll just unpack the design and what they've updated and my feelings on the design itself. Now, it has Magnacut, got that beautiful, see this is what I'm talking about, laser engraved, USA made flag right there. And this is currently on sale, going for $99 exclusively on the website. that's a great value. So, I mean, if you're into Magnacut or you want to try Magnacut out, that's a great value. And if you're into the Leek, I know there's a huge community of people who love the Leek, and they call this the chipmunk, or sorry, chipmunk, chocolate. What is this? Chocolate chip? I think the mint chocolate chip. There we go. They call it the mint chocolate chip. And so it has kind of like a brown chocolatey blade coating, and then you got that mint color that flows back into that. Now, with that said, I've personally never been a huge fan of the Leek. I'll be honest. I had one or two way back in the day, didn't carry it very long, and dumped them for the Dividend. Between the two, I like the design of the Dividend more. It connects with me more for a few reasons, and I'll just share a few with you. Now, the first is that the thumb studs act as the stop bar for this, and what ends up happening when you deploy it with the thumb stud, you get a rebound most of the time for me. You hit it, and you get a little bit of a rebound, and it will not fully engage the frame lock. There you go. You can see that right there. It did not engage. So you basically either have to go real slow with the assist, and even then, there you go. See, it doesn't engage. So you basically are kind of forced to use the very minimal flipper. If you were to ask me between the two, I just gravitate more to thumb studs than flippers. I have plenty of excellent flipping knives. There's nothing wrong with that, but like naturally I gravitate to it and I want to hit that thumb stud, but I know it's not going to usually engage the frame lock. So not the end of the world, but it's just a data point that you're basically forced to use the flipper on this model because the thumb studs act as that stop bar. Now you got that cool safety feature with that little pivot lock, or it's a sliding lock. You can take it off completely if it's annoying to you, but that keeps you from being able to accidentally deploy it. I think that's actually one of the best like safeties on an assisted knife I've ever seen. So that's ingenious, and the fact that you can completely remove it if it's not your thing, that's great. The other main attribute on why I just didn't carry it that often is that the pocket clip, when you rotate it tip up, is very high. The knife just rides really high, and it's really like thin behind there, so it kind of jammed up on some of my pocket clip on my pockets sometimes. And so I just prefer loop over deep ride and more recessed. And that when the Dividend came out, I was like, yeah, I'm definitely going that direction. So that's me, but I know again. Use that flipper, guys, because of the speed safe, because it's assisted. Leave a comment between the two, the Dividend and the Leek. Which one do you prefer? I know that there's a huge community of Leek fanatics. So now to get entered in a win, there's a link in the description below over to Google Forms. We've done this now several times. All you have to do is click that, read, fill out a few of the required check boxes, then you will be entered into win, and I will be over on that Google form picking the winner. And I'll be annotating in right now, like when I'm going to, pick the winner. You'll have 24 hours to respond. If you do not, I'll pick somebody else. So just want to bless you guys and hook you up with an opportunity to win this exclusive Leek for all you Leek fanatics. And quick disclaimer, got to do it. YouTube, Google have nothing to do with this giveaway. Now, when I think of hard use but like premium material folders, two blades come to mind that I've been using for a few years now. The crew wear version of the full-size Benchmade Adamas. I love this thing. Been using it for years. It is a beast. And the Zero Tolerance 0308. Man, I had the original satin version or stonewash version. When the tiger striping model came out, I was just like over the moon. I let the original one go, and now I've had this one. I love carrying it. Well, they now have dealer exclusive. So this is not on the Kershaw website, only through dealers. Limited run quantities is an M390 steel version over the 20 CV of the original, and I'll touch on that in a moment. That has been satined. In most areas, you got a little bit of stone washing back there. You still get the titanium frame lock and body, and then carbon fiber handle. Carbon fiber handle. Now, that will obviously add a little bit in cost. The Tiger Stripe model is like $375, I think, right now. So again, like I said, premium materials, and but they're hard use. This is going for, I think, $420. That couldn't have been timed better. Whoa, bro. Time to get lit on this freaking Kershaw. Or, excuse me, on this freaking CT. Anyway, so really cool. If you're not familiar, you've been kind of on the fence on this model in general. Even though it comes in at like 6.8, 6.9 ounces, it kind of disappears in the pocket. I love the very high grind. Great belly. Fills out that hand, but it's kind of, again, slimmer. It'll be slimmer. Will it? No, I guess it's just contoured a little bit more than the Benchmade And then you're getting some cool features like the pivot that you can maintain and twist and do with a wrench. You don't need like a Torx bit to do that, and still flies open. Very, very cool model. I love my tiger striping. I feel like M390 is a very interesting choice for this model because 20CV that the original comes with, they're almost molecularly identical. There's very, very small differences between 20CV and M390. So you're gonna get very similar edge retention, toughness, durability, all of that stuff. Interesting. So I'm not sure what's going on there and why they particularly went with M390 when 20CV is so similar versus like doing this in Magnacut, which I'm sure they will probably do at some point or something like that. So leave a comment below what your thoughts are on the M390 variant and just your concept of that versus 20CV. And just the hardness levels that they decided to go with on this particular model. So it's been a lot of fun with you guys today, just kind of hanging out and talking through several different designs, showing pros, cons, helping you, as always, what I do in every single video and why I started the channel at the very beginning, to give you guys my feedback, my experience to help you better determine is a particular tool or item worth throwing in the rotation or not. Appreciate you guys hanging with me, all you knife addicts. Until next time, always remember, stay equipped, stay prepared. I'll see you out there.